Hey Jet fans, come on in, huddle up. All right, we have Miami. I asked you folks to send me in some questions, so let's get right to them. Kyle?
All right, first question is from Steve. He said, Miami's had its share of problems but displayed some stability last week. Where do the Jets need to shore up their physical and mental game to address shortcomings observed in the Steelers game?
Well, first of all, the Jets started out well against the Steelers and then slacked off, both offensively and defensively. I believe, just like the coaching staff at this point is, the players need to show a sustained urgency throughout the game. It seems like in the Buffalo game as well as against the Steelers, they started out well early and then slacked off late. Got to sustain that urgency.
Okay. Thomas from Facebook wants to know, what do you expect to be the key offensively for the Jets?
Well, as a quarterback, I respect the offensive line play. Of course, we make mistakes. Quarterbacks, offensive linemen, all. You got to keep from beating yourself with missed assignments, missed blocks, and penalties. Sanchez has to be able to read the defenses to put the team in the right play at the line of scrimmage. Okay? Don't beat yourselves, and you got a better chance of winning.
Do drop passes count as beating yourself?
Drop passes certainly count as beating yourselves, and we're dropping too many passes.
Well, Joni from Facebook has asked, why do the Jets seem to have so much trouble catching passes? I don't think it's Sanchez's fault all the time.
It's not Sanchez's fault all the time. No, it comes from a lack of concentration or bad hands or defensive players occasionally getting a hand in there. But the drops we've seen have just been in and out of our receivers' hands. That's on the receivers.
Okay, well, speaking of the receivers, John has asked, Sanchez needs a receiver he can trust. Keller will be a help, but do you think they should look at the free agent market for another wide receiver to have more options?
There's no doubt that Keller's our best receiving tight end, but when it comes to run blocking, he may not be that. As far as looking for outside receivers, hey folks, there aren't any outstanding receivers on the available market right now. These guys have all been let go by other teams. Either the Jets are happy with their receivers now, or it's too late. You got to live with them.
Okay, and another question we got frequently pertaining to the offense was whether or not you expect to see more of Tebow this week.
That's a good point. The weather conditions down here in Miami, the field could be sloppy, could be wet. It's been raining this week. It's supposed to rain for the game as well. So I can see Tebow in that Wildcat offense starting the defense in one direction, then running the other way. The misdirection plays because the footing's not going to be good. And so far, the Jets' running game hasn't been good at all. Against the Steelers, the two biggest gainers were out of the shotgun, out of the Wildcat. So it's a good point. I would expect to see the Wildcat used more in this game.
Okay. Now switching over to the other side of the ball, Chris is wondering, how do the Jets go about shutting down Reggie Bush?
Oh, I don't know that you could shut down Reggie Bush, but remember, the footing is going to be a little bit tough. If Reggie Bush is good at going one way and then cutting back and going the other way, the misdirection plays could be a problem for our defense and their footing. The best thing going for the defense and the Jets is a rookie quarterback playing for the Dolphins. Now, the Jets' defense is somewhat complicated. They move around a lot, and for quarterbacks to get a handle on what's coming, it's pretty tough, especially for a rookie. The Dolphins also have a rookie right tackle playing for them, so they might want to attack that offensive right tackle. Other than that, Miami has a veteran offensive line.
Okay. Well, Tony then said, do you think the game will be decided by who controls the line of scrimmage or by big plays at the skill positions? And what mismatches do you see each team trying to exploit?
Well, first of all, let's go to the mismatches, all right? I don't see any real mismatches. I've already mentioned the rookie right tackle for the Miami Dolphins. Now, for the Jets, Odrick, their defensive end, their left defensive end, is going to be going against Austin Howard. Howard's done a good job, but that's good pass pressure by Odrick coming up this week. And on the other side, against the Brickashaw Ferguson, Cameron Wake one of the quickest, fastest pass rushers in the league, is going to test D'Brickashaw. Also, Coach Rex has alluded to possibly playing more Ducasse at the guard position, taking Slosson's place. That's just telling me he's not happy with Slosson's play. I thought he was doing all right, but they're looking at more tapes than I am. You're not just going to plug a guy in because you think he deserves to play because he's been practicing well. Excuse me. They're going to use Ducasse because they're not happy with Slosson's play. So that's cause for alarm.
Okay, and then lastly, I was just curious, what effect is Coach Sperano going to have in that he's playing against his old team?
If you think that the powers that be haven't asked the other coaches haven't picked at Coach Sperano's brain to get input on what the strengths and weaknesses might be with the personnel on the Miami Dolphins, it's a mistake. I mean, don't think that. He's had to have told them some things about the Dolphins and their personnel. What the Dolphins do have is a veteran defense, and they're pretty darn good. So if the Jets don't find a way to put some points on the board, whether it's be running that Wildcat or by hitting big plays, Jets are going to be in trouble.
Well, let's hope they're not then Sunday.
I hope they're not. I hope the Jets win. Until I get back at you with Twitter or later next week, it's JETS. Jets, Jets, Jets. Ready? Break.